Hi guys, and welcome along to lesson 20 of my basic computer programming series. I've got another little useful program for you this time. This time we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to produce a table this time, similar to a bank statement, what you would get, yeah? Hopefully you've read the text in the lesson on the site, lesson 20, and this is the accompanying video to it. This is a listing of the program. As you can see, that's the full program there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you this running, and then I'm going to go through what it does and how we can just make it a little bit better. So first of all, let me just run it and you can see the results, okay? This is going to take a little bit of time to do. As you can see, it comes up and asks us for the total income, okay? You can put in monthly figures, weekly figures, yearly figures, whatever you want on this one, but I'm just going to say a weekly figure, okay? So let's say total income is $250 a week, okay? And then as you can see, it clears the screen and comes back up, but I'll explain all that in a second. Please enter your outgoings for rent and mortgage. Okay, so let's say we pay £100 a week for our rent, and our council tax is £25 a week. Food is, I don't know, £45 a week. Travel, £15 a week. Gas is, well, I don't know, £10 a week. Probably the same for electric. Water could be £6 a week. Phone could be £5 a week. And insurance again could be, say, £5 a week. And drinks, again, a pound a day for drinks at work. And that's the result that we get. As you can see, a nice little table. You see the formatting here, which is explained in the text on the site. We've got the heading at the top. We've got a nice little table here with the items listed that we've got. We've only picked 10 items here to keep it simple, but you can pick what you want on there, put what you want in there. As explained in the text, you can put your own descriptions in there. We've got the amount. So for rent mortgage we put 100 in there, for council tax we put 25 in, food 45, so on and so forth, all the way down. And then on the right hand side, under the balance heading, we've got the amount that we started with, i.e. 250, that's what we get a week, and then how that's actually moved by the amount here. So we're taking 100 off that, which leaves us with 150. We're taking 25 off for council tax, which is leaving us 125. We're taking 45 off for food, which is leaving us with 80. So on and so forth until it's finished, the loop. And then we get this figure in the bottom, which tells us the total amount left after the expenditure. So we know that we've got £24 a week running left there after our expenditure. So that gives us a good idea of that. Now to go back to the well, what we could do here before we go back, we could put in there, as you notice we've got a gap there, we could in there if we wanted to put wages or salary in there if we wished. I'll do that in a few seconds. I just want to run through the program with you now. Okay, so as explained in the text, we're using an array X here to store the values that you enter in, such as your rent and your council tax, etc., and they're stored into variable 1, variable X, subscript 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. We've dimensioned that to 10 on this program because we're only using 10 items. If you were going to modify it and you were going to use 20, 30, whatever you're going to use, then obviously that needs to be altered. This line's self-explanatory. It just prints out a heading, please enter your total income. Notice the semicolon here, guys. That keeps it online so that the next input or print statement stays there. So actually when we run it, you will have noticed that it says please enter your total income. It didn't go onto a new line and ask for it, it stayed there. If I didn't put that in, then it would go onto a new line and ask for the figure here. The clear statement just simply clears that out of the way, gets it out of the way. We only need it the once, we don't need it displaying all the time, so it keeps the screen and the workspace tidier. Here we just create a loop which is going from 1 to 10. We're reading the data is down here. We'll come to the data in a second. So the first one would be rent mortgage, the second one's council tax, the third one's food, etc. And it's asking for your outgoings for whatever it's read. So when it's read, it's on loop 1, it will read council tax. It will say please enter your outgoings for council tax, and it would input into array X position 1, which it is there in the data, the figure you enter. it would clear that, so your screen's clear again. It would go back, it would be number 2 now, so it would read the second one, which would be council tax. Sorry, it would be rent mortgage for your first one, council tax for your second one. So it would say, please enter your outgoings for council tax, input that into X, it would be 2 this time, clear it, go back to the third one, read $1, which this time would be food. It would say, please enter your outgoings for food, stay online, you enter the figure in, goes into array X position 3 this time because L would be 3, so on and so forth until it gets to the end, 10 items in this case. Then we restore the data. The reason we restore the data is because we're going to be using it later on a little bit further down here to print out, so we need to restore the data, otherwise we'll have no more data left to read and the program will stop with an error. Here we go on line 130, which simply says here is your current expenditure budget, and this is where we start to print out that's the heading, and then we print out an empty line and we actually net out the table. So we print out item, amount, balance. Now as you will see, these are separated by a comma. Now a comma is similar to a tab on an old style typewriter or on your keyboard, where it moves the insertion point, in this case the print point, along a set number of spaces. So in other words, we're creating a table here with spaces in between. Now I really recommend that you watch this video for this and try and get it. The text doesn't really explain this in full detail. Hopefully this does, but it will print out item, then it will move a set number of spaces, print amount, move forward another set number of spaces, print balance. And then on this next statement, we're simply printing out a space with a comma that moves, so that the space would print here, the comma would move us forward to amount, prints another space, and then there's another comma, so that moves us forward to the beginning of where the balance is, and then it will print out the value of T, which is our total income, our wage if you like, sort of thing. Down here, line 170, simply letting S, which we're going to use as a subtotal or a running total if you like, to equal to T, so that's going to start off at the value of whatever T was, the total value that we're putting in there. Then we create another loop, 1 to 10 again, because we're using 10 values in here. It will read $1 again, which will go back to rent mortgage, because remember we restored them here. So it would read rent mortgage, and then it would print out rent mortgage in this case, in loop 1. Then it would print out the value that we put in array X position 1, because its L is 1 on this run. Make sure you've noticed that we've got a comma here, so it is lining up with the print we've got here, because these are separated by commas. So we've got to separate these by commas as well. So it would print out under amount XL, so the figure that we put in for rent mortgage, if we were on loop 1, would be in there. Another comma, and then it would do some arithmetic here and print out the answer. The arithmetic is looking for S, which is the subtotal or running total if you like, minus the value in XL. Now in our case it was 100 and T was 250, S was equal to T, so S would now be equal to 150. So then it prints out under balance 150. Now that doesn't actually change anything in S, it just prints it out. So what we've got to have here in line 210 is a statement that actually alters S so that we can continue on down the table. So what it does here is it lets S be equal to whatever it was before minus the value in XL, in other words minus 100. So S was 250, it's still equal to 250 minus 100, which is 150. Then it loops back, so L would now be equal to 2. It would read the next statement, which was council tax, and then it would print out council tax under item, move forward because there's a comma there to the amount, and print out the amount in X bracket 2 this time, because L is equal to 2, which when we input it up there we actually put in, I think it was 25, so 25. So it would print out council tax 25, and then it would jump forward because of the comma there and line it up under balance, and give you the balance, which was 150 now, because remember we took 100 off for your rent mortgage. So S is now equal to 150 minus the value in X bracket 2, which was 25. So it would now give you a balance of 125. And then it would update the value in S by letting S equal to what it was before minus the value in X2, which was 25. That was 150, so it's equal to 150 minus 25, which is the new value of 125. Then it completes the loop and goes around 10 times. At the end of the loop, we simply do a print statement to separate the title from the table, and this prints out total amount left after expenditure is in, we've put pounds, you can use whatever currency your country uses or whatever. Semicolon this time, because we don't want it printing over here somewhere, we want it printing close to the pound or whatever, dollar sign, whatever you're going to use, and the value of S, which would be the total left at the end of the loop. And then of course 250 ends. Now you've seen the program run, and you might want to say, as we said in the first run, we might want to just put in wages in there. So if we put in wages in there, what we need to do is we need to come to this line 160. We've printed the title out there, item amount balance. So what we may want to do here, for instance, is click in so I've missed that one, never mind, we'll go forward into there, and we may want to put in here wages. I'll just delete that extra space in there. We'll leave that one as a blank space in the middle, because we haven't got an amount from there. Wages is just the total balance that we've got coming in. So if we go on now to run that one, let's just see what happens now. Okay, so what is your total income? So we'll put in 250 again. In fact, what I'll do is I'll put some different figures in this time, so that you can see the difference. So we'll go 110 for the rent mortgage. Council tax can be 20. Food can be 50. Travel can be 18. Gas can be 9. Electric again 9. Water can be 6. Phone can be 8. Insurance can be 12. And drinks at work, well, we'll stick that with a £5 or £1 a day. I don't think that's too bad. Okay, so as you can see now, what we've got is we've got an item here with wages at the top. There's no amount, obviously, because the balance, it's a total. We could put it in there if we wished, but it's not really needed in there. So the balance is 250. That's what we get a week. Blah blah blah, and everything else is the same, and it works down there exactly the same. The total amount left after expenditure is £3. Now, wages could look there similar to, shall we say, a deduction, an amount that you're paying out when it's not actually an amount paying out. If we wanted to alter that again, then we'd simply go back to the program. Let me shut that down. We'd go back to the program to line 60 where it says print wages, and what we do here is we just put another line in here. A 165, shall we say, and just put a simple print statement in there. This is just to show you exactly what the difference would be. Hopefully this will be fine. So we'll put again in 250 for our income, 105, 20, food back at 46, travel 14, gas 9, electric 9, water 6, phone, I don't know, 7, insurance 4, and drinks at work will stick at 5. And as you can see, what it's done there, it's put wages in there, and it's separated, because that's your income. It's actually separated your outgoings from your income, and then it's run through exactly the same as it did before, come up with a balance, and given us the link out there. It gives us what we've got left there, the amount left. Well, I think that's about it for now, guys, on this. I hope you've enjoyed this little program. Test it out for yourself and have a really good go with it. I hope you've enjoyed them. Please rate and favourite all the videos on the site that you like, if you like them, and please subscribe to our channel. And if you get a chance, please visit our site and have a look at hundreds and hundreds of other tutorials we've got. In fact, thousands we've got on there. Something for everybody. And we've got lots of fun games and things to play as well on the site. So please pop along and see us. You'll be welcome, and we'd love to see you. Thanks again for watching, and that's it for now, guys. So thanks a lot. Bye for now.